Hey, beautiful co-creators. I am hopping on because I have been trying to come up with a time to make this video, and I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to make it while I drive to my appointment, because that is the kind of thing that is happening right now in my life. I'm feeling a little out of sorts. And so one half of this video is that, like, even people who have learned nervous system regulation are gonna keep feeling weird and out of sorts at times. And that is because we live in a physical body at this point, and the physical body's job, specifically the nervous system's job, is to keep us alive. And it is not like the nervous system is not gonna be on the same wavelength as like I'll just reincarnate, like if I die, it's fine. So it's gonna keep trying to keep us physically alive in this life. And therefore it's gonna sometimes say like something's wrong. And the nervous system work is not meant to like erase that message or make that message not come. Like, the nervous system work is to know how to respond lovingly to that message, and to have tools to be like, oh, okay, like some of us have learned, like, when I'm thirsty, I'll get something to drink, right? Not all of us have learned that yet, but there's more understanding of that. There's less understanding of like, my nervous system is giving me feedback to hide right now. And so what can I do for it? How can I support it, right? How can I check the facts in my environment and then ask my nervous system, like, what would be supportive? And how can I align my next couple of choices with my values and my goals? Okay, but the main point of this video is to say nervous system regulation is free. It is something that humans have been doing for all of human time, all of at least recorded human experience, and my impression is definitely before that too. So if you think about the 4 categories of nervous system regulation, like activities, one of my someone in my life said they're like rituals, and I was like, yes, because I was saying I don't want to keep calling these exercises, because exercises sounds like hard work. And they're like rituals. And if you think about like all faith-based traditions and wisdom traditions and indigenous traditions, there's a structure to the day that includes like quiet time in silence. Maybe they call it meditation. Maybe they call it prayer, right? Maybe they call it trance. It includes like spending time with nature and like talking with nature and moving your body in nature. So it could be like ritualized dance or ritualized yoga movement, tai chi, qigong, all these things. Vocalization. So all traditions include like group singing, group chanting, group shouting, and breath work. You know, the chanting and the singing and the shouting, all like, you have to have steady paced breathing when you do any of that. And then deep breathing is often incorporated into like prayers and mantras and meditation. So they're all just embedded in every tradition. And when humans started realizing, like post-industrial, like or post-agricultural even, but post-industrial was a major shift, right? To say like, oh, we could turn these humans into machines through like factory work, and we could crank them through and just use up their systems, and we can use them like oh shit, sorry, I almost got in a car accident. We can use them. There was a nervous system response, and right, grateful for the nervous system response. Don't do this, by the way. Don't make a video while you're driving. This was not a wise move. I'm my nervous system had me say, oh shit, right? My nervous system gave me that feedback before I could like think about it, so that I could put on the brake really fast and not get in a car accident just then, right? So I'm so grateful that my nervous system was like, act, don't think, right? So I'm never trying to eliminate that reaction, because that reaction can save my life and save somebody else's life. Okay, so we're not trying to eliminate the reaction. We're just working with the reaction. So there's going to be a time, in this instance, it actually was life-threatening. So it was really appropriate, right? If, say, my kid breaks a cup and I have that same, oh shit, response, in that situation, it's not life-threatening. So in that situation, I'll go, oh, hey, babe, I'm so sorry that I yelled. I had a nervous system response, and my nervous system thought that was a life-threatening one. And so my reaction matched what my nervous system was thinking and believing, right? Because of what I was thinking and believing is why I acted the way I did. And if that ends up after the reaction, when I like have the time to be like, ooh, okay, that was just a cup. We can buy a new cup. No biggie. Everyone's good. I'm gonna repair that with my kid and say like, hey, like, you're fine. You didn't do anything wrong. I'm sorry for the big reaction. It was just my nervous system, because my nervous system wasn't sure if it was like car accident or cup that can be replaced for $2, right? And that creates grace for both myself and my kid, but that doesn't mean that my kid's not gonna now be a little bit scared of breaking a cup, right? Because now my kid's nervous system is aligned with breaking a cup means big, someone's gonna yell at you. So it's like, that's where the guilt, you can release guilt, because it's like, okay, well, I couldn't have, maybe there's like a real Zen person who meditates all day, every day, and who they break a cup and they're like, right? But I'm not there yet. And I don't know that I want to be there. Okay, so back to nervous system regulation is free. You do not need the SSP, okay? The SSP is just a fancy, shiny tool, and people are attracted to it because it feels like someone's going to do it for them. Not in a judgy way, but of course, like, we all want an easier path. I want someone to fix everything for me, But the SSP is not important. It's valuable in that it allows for you to have time to explore what your nervous system is telling you. And a lot of us don't take the time to do this exploration unless we have an appointment and we have paid for it, right? So it's like, okay, do you need a personal trainer and a gym and a class to be able to increase your flexibility and your strength and your stamina physically? No. But is it a helpful container for you to have the time set aside and the okay, this is my time to do this and I've invested in it, so I'm going to show up for it? Yes. So that's what the SSP does, really, or working with a coach or taking a class, is it sets aside the time, and then you're like, oh, I signed up for this, so I'm going to go do it. And I'm going to sit there while Z and I talk about what I'm feeling in my body. And because Z is there reflecting back to me that this is valuable and that they have the time and the energy and the space to listen to me and support me, then I'm going to probably explore things that I wouldn't if I was just at home and not feeling great and could just turn on TV or look at my phone, right? So it's not that the SSP is magical so much as because we have been trained to only do things if they're signed up for and on the schedule and they're productive or whatever. That's the only reason why it's helpful. If you were able to do that consistently, check in with your own body and do breath work and meditating and get consistent movement and do some chanting, vocalization, whatever. If you were able to do that consistently on your own, then 100% you could reach whatever level of nervous system flexibility that you are wanting to reach with the SSP. Now, I will say the SSP is snazzy, right? It is a bit of a jump start, just like a 30-day like boot camp, like exercisey type thing might be. But the long-term benefits only come if you show up every day doing your, nervous system regulation rituals, and during session you like open to what's really going on and use it as a time to explore, those parts of you that are stressed or scared or wanting to hide or wanting to fight or wanting to run away, right? So all of this to say, nervous system regulation is free. You can figure it out on your own. It is helpful to do it with another person. It's helpful to do it with other people. That's why organized religion kind of did serve a purpose, in that it allowed people, again, the time to set aside to come together and do their vocalization and do their breathing and do their meditation or prayer, to realign to their values and to their goals and to their higher purpose and to their higher meaning. So group time around these topics is also really valuable. Okay, so all of this to say, if you feel like the SSP is not a financial fit right now, that's totally okay. And if you want to just learn about these things, you can get all this from my YouTube, from Irene Lyon, from, there's tons of people talking about nervous system. You can get that information online. Polyvagal theory, Deb Dana, Stephen Porges, so many resources. Actually, I have been meaning to do this too, so I will link on this later today, that Unite, the parent company of the SSP, has been making meditations, and they're really nice. So I'm going to put those, they're just on YouTube. I'm going to put those, and they have lots of resources. They're building their resources on their YouTube. So also I was thinking about doing the group SSP, and I'm pulling back on that right now, because I've realized that really the SSP is super powerful, and it cannot be powered through, and it's not a good idea to do it at the pace that we would have to do it in the group setting, because we wouldn't be able to respond to each and every person's nervous system. And that's kind of the whole benefit of the SSP. So I was trying to do it because I was feeling guilty about how expensive it is, and I've realized that's not a good motivation. So we are not going to do the SSP, the group SSP, but I am going to do the 12-week group course that's going to be a deep dive on, like, what is nervous system regulation? What is radical acceptance? Like, what does it mean to take care of yourself when you're in distress? What are some of these, like, spiritual tools, like the work of Byron Katie, and how do we understand law of attraction and mirror principle and all these things. So it's sort of like a wide breadth of things, including the nervous system regulation. And it's going to have a group weekly component where we're going to practice nervous system rituals together and have like question answer about all the material. And I've made 50 some odd videos and meditations, and I really loved making them. So I do want to still have that, probably starting in January, and that's gonna be just like one price, and it's gonna be 50% off for people who are doing the SSP now. And if anyone has like a financial, I think I'm gonna make it so you can do a couple of payments if you want. We're gonna make it doable, and it's gonna be 12 weeks, which is a good chunk of time, so it'll give us plenty of time to go through and practice everything. So that's my idea, right? So we don't feel stuck about the financial piece, okay? Because nervous system regulation is free. And back to the if you're feeling weird, I'm just gonna leave you with this wonderful song that I saw on Instagram, and I sing it with my kid all the time. Okay, it goes, hey, hey, it's okay. Everybody feels kind of weird some days. You don't have to try to please nobody. You just gotta try to please your own body. Hey, it's okay. Everybody feels kind of weird some days. Okay, I love you, love you, love you.